it was incredible. It was Julian and then Coach Casey on the side, and then it was my mom and my dad. So it was like, damn, bro, feelings were there.
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Fight Club Chihuahua. Explain
Hmm.
to me what that is.
Fight Club Chihuahua was my first gym that I ever trained at. That was the name of the gym, Fight Club, and then it turned into Ten Planet Chihuahua. But that's how it started. Uh, that's where it started too for me. A great coach, person too, Coach Mauricio. He was there on my first fight and the last fight in the UFC. And I mean, what else do you want me to tell you about it? It's an amazing place. Honestly, I have a lot of great memories about it. A lot of great people that still train there that I know since today. Like it's been just amazing. Honestly, it's uh, I own a lot of things of my life and my career too. My coach back there in Fight Club Chihuahua.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it's great that you always pay respect to your coach where you started, staying loyal. And like you said, you had him in the corner for your UFC debut. You go from Fight Club Chihuahua to UFC Noche, man. Like it's a huge opportunity this fight coming up, right?
Yes, sir. It is. Yeah, it's honestly an incredible opportunity and unreal, unreal. Like after the last fight, after the last performance against Julian, and then just knowing that they're gonna do a Mexican card and knowing that I'm gonna be on it, uh, I'm just life is crazy.
It is, man. And it's great. Kyle Nelson, the matchup. How do you feel about it?
I feel great about it too. I feel kind of like the same piece that I felt when I talked about Julian. Uh, but there's no small opponent and not in the UFC. So other than seeing that he's like a good matchup for me, I'm still training my hardest because I know this Kyle it's good putting it together against good fighters. So like it's not a guy that you want to underestimate. So I'm happy for the matchup, but I'm training hard, hard, hard for it too. I'm gonna be ready for it.
Yeah, when you look at his UFC career, man, it didn't start out too well for Kyle Nelson, but in his last two fights, he's shown that he's getting better, right? It's not like he's just staying the same fighter; he's getting better, and he beat a prospect in his last fight, an
Mm-hmm.
undefeated prospect. What'd you think of that
Yes.
that fight?
I think probably Blake could do a little bit more, but he just preferred to dance and do other stuff. But that's everyone. Like when you're on the fight, you should be on the fight. So I feel if he did it a little bit more, he would be able to finish the fight. But Kyle capitalized on that mistake of like not proposing more, not pushing more of the fight. I think also Kyle landed a really solid shot, and that made Blake a little bit kind of like more patient into his approach, and that gave Kyle the entire upper hand on the fight. So I'm planning on not doing that. Kind of doing the same thing that I did with Julian and capitalize. Trying to capitalize as much as I can, and every single opportunity.
Yeah, it's that veteran experience, right? That Kyle Nelson had that Blake Builder probably didn't. Well, he doesn't have, right? That time in the octagon.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The veteran time, the like amount of fights too. You can see Kyle 14 and 5, if I'm not wrong, right? 14 and 4. Or but he for sure have like more fights than Blake, and he showed that like you said the experience inside the cage.
Well, now let's flip it, right? To your UFC debut against Julia Rosa, he had way more fights than you, and you went in there and took him out in the first round after a long layoff. A lot of issues happening that was out of your control with the visa and all of that stuff. How good
Hmm.
did that feel? You know what I mean? Because I saw you. We talked before the fight, and then when I saw you get the knockout, and then like I could see the emotion in your body, like
Yeah.
when you were running around.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Honestly, like more like more of an inside. Like it was the whole setup was incredible. Uh, I knew my mom and my dad were gonna be there, but I didn't knew that they were gonna be like right in front of me. When I get into the cage, I kind of like when I was watching the fights, I kind of saw where they were gonna be, and then I realized it's like, oh, they're gonna be behind the red corner and I'm the blue corner. So they're gonna be literally in front of me. And it was incredible. It was Julian and then Coach Casey on the side, and then it was my mom and my dad. So it was like, damn, bro, feelings were there. Also, Coach Casey have like a really particular voice. So like I was listening to what he was saying too, right? Like he was talking to Julian, but I was like, I'm listening, and like the whole I tell you, the whole setup was incredible. Obviously, it helped a lot. There was the apex, and everything was tight. And like you say, you can see the emotion like running through my body. It wasn't just my me trying to say it, but it was my body expressing it.
It's great to see. And after that, man, what'd you do? I guess you didn't have any injuries, nothing. Like you could get back into training real quick.
I rest. Yeah, I rest. I literally rest for 1 week and then jump back into training. I actually wasn't even a week. By Friday, coach already wanted me to train with him, so I was like constantly on the gym. Also, a lot of the things that been happening in the gym are different. So like, I've been putting more effort into like, I need to show up. Even if I'm not gonna do nothing, I just need to show up. But like, I need to show up. And once I show up, I have to do something because you're already in the gym, right? Like so it helps me a lot. It helped me a lot with the also the mindset for this fight camp, and I feel that everyone around me too feel that like the motivation and the push. I felt a big difference also in like my teammates and close people after the fight, and it shows. Everyone's winning. We going up. So I'm going with them.
When you think about your confidence before the Rosa fight compared to after it, is there a difference for you?
I think I just confidence in myself, yes, because it's like okay, now I felt the cage of the UFC. Now I felt the UFC a little bit more. So even this next fight, being Mexico and being like the big card that is gonna be, I don't feel that I'm gonna be like as nervous when I see all the people or all the or like just the stage in general. Like I'm gonna be really comfortable. Also, I've been training for that. Uh, but in terms of fighting, I think I'm in a good place. Coach Colin Oyama is a guy that doesn't let you get like confident, like big headed. Like he always tell me and he always remind me that hey, there's always more to learn. There's always something else to learn, and I also try to keep myself like that, trying to evolve every time. I said it before the last fight, and I'm gonna say it again. Like I'm the type of guy who every single fight is gonna look different. So it doesn't matter if you study me. Like I'm trying to look different the next fight. So like I'm gonna be a different fighter. I'm gonna be a better fighter.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the crowd is just gonna be insane, right? Like the, the Mexican crowd. Come on, man. There's
Yes,
there's like
sir.
top five crowds in the world. I think Mexican crowd is top five, right?
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah,
Doesn't matter
it's
where you're fighting too, right? It could be main
exactly.
event to the first fight. They're gonna be there.
It's gonna be there. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, and
It's
it's
like
like step by step for you too, right? Like the first fight was in the Apex, tight against a veteran. Now you go into the big arena against a veteran. You get to kind of step by step, but
hey,
it's always good to
exactly.
work that way, right?
Yes, sir. Little steps, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm working my way out, my way up, and little by little, step by step.
Did you did you feel that fight against Erosa was a little too easy? You know what I mean? Like, was it easier than you expected? I'm pretty sure you expect a third round war, but 3 round war. But I'm saying like that first round, you know what I mean? You were looking really slick
Yes.
off like right away.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, for sure. I think I I never I was pretty confident that I was gonna win against Julian, but I never speak into being like, oh, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. Uh, I know he is the type of guy that you knock out and he pop back up, and he did in the fight, you know. So I think I just capitalize on the moment. Like I talk a lot about it, and I capitalize on the moment because I never stopped following him. I could have followed with just movement, but I kept punching him all the way to the cage, and then one knockdown, and then the second that he stand up, as soon as he stand up, I was attacking again. So like I think that that made the referee saw how it was, and if that's why maybe it looked like it was like really easy. But man, I had to be sharp in every single second. You know, it was a minute 40, but that minute 40 that I was there, I was like focused. I was laser sharp, laser sharp. I was trying to be like that, and I guess it happened. You know, like for a fact, I wasn't expecting the stop in the first round, but it's crazy that it happened.
Since that fight, did you do any training outside of Oyama?
Uh, just Just a few, nothing crazy. Just a few gyms around the area, but yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing going to other places. I was gonna go visit Factory X. I went to Colorado a few weeks ago, but the plans didn't match up well, and I ended up without training there, so it was hard. But hopefully after this fight, I get a lot of training like in other places.
Yeah, you mentioned that during the last camp you were going to Kings a little
Kings,
bit.
yeah.
Is that same? Are you doing the same?
Yeah, probably Kings. I train with a few guys of strength and conditioning with a few guys from Kings, so like I would love to be there. But I feel that we all been having fights. Uros Medic just knock out a dude. Not just a dude, but Semi the Jedi. Also Giga just fought too, and Benny had the fight against Charles. So like I feel that they being on their camps, and also I'm the type of guy that I don't want to disrespect nothing, and I don't want them to feel like if Giga personally invite me and tell me like, hey man, like I want you to come because I need you for this fight, I will go, like no doubt, and he knows. But like they've been just training and like having the focus for different people, so I don't want to like interrupt all that.
Okay, so most of your training has been at Oyama. Sparring, everything is Oyama.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you guys, you made the right decisions, right? In training and all of that, and the coaches are
Yes,
phenomenal
sir.
there. Then who are your training partners, like your sparring partners that are helping you get ready for Kyle Nelson?
Mainly, I have obviously Roberto Romero. He's my boy. He's my brother. I always talk about him. He's gonna fight the same day in Combate Global, September 16th. He's been pushing me not just for this camp, but like he's the type of guy that helps me for every single camp. And mentally, physically, he just pushed me to be a better fighter. So I'm pretty confident with him when I train with him for my camps. Also, I have this guy named Artavan Moeni. He's a really slick and sick kickboxer, so he's been helping me a lot with it. A lot of technique with the striking wise, just cleaning my striking, cleaning the things that I have to work on for this fight, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Those two guys.
in fighting, right, and in training, a lot of it has to do with cleaning things up, right? Like little mistakes,
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean, that you're making. It's it's very intricate, and a lot of people, I don't think they give enough credit to that, like training something over and over and over again to make it perfect. So when you
The
go out to the
market. It's
fight, it becomes mechanical in your body, right?
yes, sir.
And a lot of people can't stick with it.
I said it for after the fight. It's like every single punch that I hit on Julian, it was something that I throw on the pads. Like I know those punches were gonna land because I was hitting him on the pads constantly for that camp over and over and over. And like it's the same thing that I'm doing for this camp. It's just like constantly training the same things to sharpen them up. And like you say, it's a lot of people can handle that. You know, a lot of people can. They don't stay around.
What are you expecting? You know what I mean? A lot of people saw your debut and they're like, "Oh, this guy, he's got some power in his hands. Let me see this next one coming up. What do you think? You know, what I mean, like you said before, you don't think about the knockout, the first round knockout, but it comes. But like overall, like what do you want to show as in your performance?
I just want to show that I'm a better fighter than the last time. Obviously, if I can show a little bit more of skills, not just my hands, will be awesome. If I can get a submission, like I mean, it's crazy how people still tell me that I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I believe it, but I'm a MMA fighter. So like, if I can go and show a little bit more of that jiu-jitsu part again, because it's been a minute. I feel that my last 7 or 8 fights being like pure stand up. So it will be cool to mix it up again and show that like I evolve in that point too, that I can be dominating, and that my game in the floor usually was in my back, and now I can do it like on top too. I can be on top. I can land some elbows and something nasty. So hopefully that can show in this next fight. Again, show just that I'm a better fighter. And if I can talk about something that I've been like constantly getting prepared for, I think the knockout is going to be on the second round.
So you kind of envision that, like you think about
Yeah.
it in your mind. You're
Yes,
thinking,
sir.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I've
all
been
right.
thinking. I've been watching. I've been studying Kyle a lot, and I've been like focusing a lot of my time. Like even my free time is just focusing on this fight, and yeah, man, it's
He's
gonna
a,
be good.
yeah, it's gonna be good. He's a tough guy, man. If you could take him out in the second round, that's a big, you know,
Big
scout.
statement. I know.
Yeah, a big
Yes, sir.
statement that you put out there. Um, one last question: who is the greatest Mexican fighter of all time?
Fighter in general,
Yes.
I think Julio Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no one like Julio Cesar Chavez. I think his style represent what Mexico was. Even like his lifestyle was like Mexico was. Like even if you wanted to, like
Yeah.
not trying to be like we are the like him, but just the way that he speak, the way that he fought, the way that he like lived his life and career was, uh, the best. You know, the best.
Is he kind of like what Muhammad Ali was for like Americans or something?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
think
yeah,
so?
man. I feel that a lot of
Kind of.
people don't see it like that, but he has to be. He have to be like
Yeah.
it's just in Mexico too. Like the culture is not constantly boxing. It's also like soccer and all these things. So a lot of people don't really know about Julio Cesar Chavez. Pero bro, like I think he's the most well known fighter in Mexico. So yeah, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yeah. Most people, when I ask them that are a little bit older, that's who they say. That's who they say is the best fighter. And it's not even just about the fighting, it's about everything else that he
Hmm.
did on top of the fighting. And respect to him. You know what I mean? I learned about him in school, actually, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
man,
Yeah.
he's crazy.
That's how you know he's has an impact when you learn about him in a book. You know what I mean?
Yes,
In
sir.
school. Um, September 16th, UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. UFC Noche. Thank you, Fernando, so much for the time and all the best in the fight, man. Action.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. No, and thank you for the time. Thank you for being here, and just stay tuned.